أشراف مطلوب وطالبه لله أكرام من يمشي على قدم. العلم نور مبين يستضيء به أهل السعادات والجهال في الظلم.
Okay, so that is if a person is what? إمساك. طيب. Then the Shaykh says رحمه الله ومن أخر القضاء لعذر حتى أدركه رمضان آخر فليس عليه غير القضاء وإن فرض أطعم مع القضاء لكل يوم مسكينا. The next masala he's talking about is, we said that if you miss a day in Ramadan, مثلا you're traveling, you're allowed to break your fast, right? صح? Let's say you delay that making up of the month until the next Ramadan comes. For example, one of us missed 2 days in Ramadan, last Ramadan, and he still hasn't made it up. And then next Ramadan comes in, the Ramadan that's coming in about 2 weeks' time, it starts. He can't obviously make it up if Ramadan starts, can he? He can only make it up when? When can he make it up? After Ramadan, sah? For the previous Ramadan. Let's say last Ramadan went, sah? Let's say a person missed 2 days. Now he can make it up, sah? Any time between the 2 Ramadans he can make it up. That's understandable. However, if he delays it to the extent that the next Ramadan comes in, أخرها حتى جاء رمضان ثاني, the next Ramadan comes, he can't obviously fast during Ramadan because that Ramadan is 30 days. He has to make it up when? After that Ramadan finishes.
Isn't the work for this expiation gone? خلاص finished, he has to make over. كمان يعني
لا على قول شيخ الإسلام نعم, لكن على قول الجمهور he has to make it up.
Even if he let 1 full year pass by until next Ramadan.
صح, still that wajib is upon him, صح? الواجب يبقى واجبا. طيب, so he has to make that day up, but he misses that day, he doesn't make it up due to laziness, whatever, up until the next Ramadan comes in and then passes. He has to make that Ramadan up. If he did not have a valid excuse, he makes that Ramadan up, but he feeds a poor person for every day that he missed intentionally. For every day that he did not make up, he feeds a poor person. But if he had a valid reason, khalas, that's justified. For example, let's say someone was ill for 5 days last Ramadan. The last 5 days he was ill. That illness carried on up until this Ramadan. He can only make those 5 days when the Ramadan finishes, huh? But he's got a valid excuse because the valid followed through. He still had a valid excuse. He was ill, he couldn't make it up. طيب, is that understood?
So sorry, the fact that he has to make up and then feed, nice, because
that is
actually the work of the normal expiation
past. Excellent.
So
now.
he has to be punished for
excellent.
now
He's feeding a poor person as a punishment. لتفريده لأنه هو فرض. As for the qada, the day that he has to make up, he makes it up as a punishment. So he makes up the day that he missed, but he's also punished for letting the year go past. طيب. The next mas'ala is, if a person وإن ترك القضاء حتى مات لعذر فلا شيء عليه. If a person leaves off qada, مثلا he misses 2 days of Ramadan. The last 2 days, the 29th and the 30th of Ramadan, he missed it. He needs to make that up, right? He needs to make that up. مثلا, on the 29th day he fell ill, and the 30th day he fell ill. He wasn't able to make it up, صح? And then he dies on Eid day. What happens? خلاص. Those 2 days, he's not held to account for it. No one has to fast on his behalf. Why? Because he didn't have time to make it up. He died on Eid. Is that understood?
Yes.
29th day and the 30th day he missed it. He was ill. That is a valid reason. Then on Eid day afternoon, he died. He died on Eid day. He didn't have time to make it up. That's why he says, وَإِن تَرَكَ الْقَضَاءِ, if he leaves off making it, حَتَّى مَاتَ, till he doesn't make it up, because he died لِعُذْرٍ, for a valid reason, فَلَا شَيْء عَلَيْهِ, there's no sin upon him. He won't be asked about those 2 days by Allah, and no one has to make it up on his behalf. Understood? طيب. وإن كان لغير عذر, like if it's without a valid reason, for example, he misses day 29 and day 30. He has his Eid, He doesn't die. He has his Eid, alhamdulillah. The month of Shawwal goes past. 6 months after Ramadan, he dies. He missed what? 2 days, right? He had 6 months to make up those 2 days. So that is not a valid excuse. So he says, أطعم عنه لكل يوم مسكين. أطعم. Every single day that he missed, a poor person must be, he has to do expiation. إلا أن يكون الصوم منذورا. Except if it is a fast that is an oath. That is an oath. For example, oh Allah, if you cure me, I will fast 5 days. That is another, صيام النذر. For that he says, فإنه يصام عنه. If he leaves a صوم النذر, then it is to be fasted. صوم النذر, a person says, oh Allah, if you cure my child, I'm going to fast 5 days for your sake. His child is cured, and then he doesn't make up that fast. He dies. He dies. That fast is a debt upon him. Huh? Yeah, no, he didn't have a valid reason though. He left it for ages. He could have made it up. If he had made it up, if he died immediately, then khalas. If he had a reason, that's khalas. But if he did not have a reason and he did not make it up, then that fast of the oath, his child must, someone must make it up for him.
One question. إذا ضيقنا المسألة, he dies, he's got 2 days to do. Eid al-Fitr comes, he can't fast. He is 1 day, 2 days, he doesn't fast. He dies the 3rd day.
He dies on the 3rd day after Eid.
Eid, not fast. 1 day, 2 days, no Eid. He could have fast. He said, I'm going to fast in 6 months.
And he died then.
But he dies now.
That's not a valid excuse. Because he had the opportunity to fast those 2 days.
So, من هنا, can we say that those qada, the أيام you have to do in qada, على الفور, فإن مت في 6 أشهر, أنت
صح. لا, that goes back to a مسألة أصولية, right? Which is الواجب المطلق على الفور. The wajib that is mutlaq, the unrestricted wajib that has been connected to a time, على الفور. Yes. Immediately has to do it. So he's blameworthy for missing those 2 days. He could have made it up. So according to the words of the mu'allif, that he doesn't come onto it. He doesn't come onto it. We have to feed the poor person on his behalf because he had 2 days to make it up. Yes. And he didn't make those 2 days up. He intended, but he didn't do the wajib. He intended, he didn't do the wajib. No. He had the opportunity to do it. That's the difference. If he had the opportunity to make up those days and he doesn't make them up, then he's blameworthy. Sahih, mukhayyar. It's not mukhayyar, it's wajib muwassa', that is. It is a wajib muwassa', lakin nevertheless, that was wajib. طيب. وكذلك كل النظر. على أي حال, if a person dies and he leaves behind a day that he was meant to fast or a few days, someone can fast on his behalf. Let's say he missed 10 days. Let's say he missed 10 days and he needed to make up 10 days. He dies and he has 10 children. Those 10 children, each one can fast 1 day. Or he has 5 children, each one can fast 2 days. That's the 10 days over and done with.
You have to be a relative.
It doesn't have to be better to be a relative, like it could be anyone that knows that wajib, that knows it's upon him. Anyone can do him a favor. طيب.
وقل رب زدني